Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. We encourage viewer participation in the chat. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Every week we'll have another interesting guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be sharing various adventures by our guests as well as myself. And thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. And it's Monday night again, and I'm glad you're all tuned in and watching. I really appreciate it. I have a great show scheduled with an awesome guest. A lot of you know who he is, He's been on quite a few live streams. Actually, I learned how to live stream from him. I went on a couple of live streams, and Al was on the live streams on the panel, and I got to know Al. Oh, geez, probably 3 years now. I know him, and he's a fellow New Yorker. I don't know how many guys know that in the chat, but um, he's living out there in sunny California now, and he's a great guy, and he's an excellent drone pilot, very professional, and he's going to tell us all about it. I'm sure he's got a couple of good stories to share with us. And if you guys have any questions, remember, post them, ask them, and Al will try to answer them. And we'll just have a good time tonight. That's what it's all about, Johnny and I have the Fly for Fun show on Wednesday nights at 7. And, that's what him and I like to do. We like to fly for fun. I'm studying the Part 107 questions through Pilot Institute, and maybe one day I'll schedule the test, finish the course, and schedule the test. We'll see. But I tell you, we got a great crowd in the house, and I again really appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot to me. So thank you very much. I I don't want to leave Al in the back room too long, but I got to tell you a little bit about my weekend. I was invited to the New Jersey meetup up in Vernon, New Jersey, with Tony Fazio and his son Nicholas, and the Five Boroughs group. Quite a few pilots were there, and I got to meet them, and that was great. But we had a great time flying there, uh, and it was just a great day. Anybody who's went to a drone meetup knows what I'm talking about. It's not all about the flying; it's about meeting the other pilots, and we had a good time. I'll have to say that actually we had a great time. I did a Facebook post on it. I got one of my videos ready to go, and hey, I'll be showing that because I made a stop on the way going up there. I stopped at a lot of the old time New Yorkers know about the Tappan Zee Bridge. That they knocked it down and they built a new bridge called the Mario Cuomo Bridge. And I always wanted to fly that, so I made a point to get off and fly it. And I had a good time flying right there at the Mario Cuomo Bridge. So I'll be showing that on a premiere tomorrow. But like I said, I don't want to leave Al in the back room too long. So I'm going to bring him in, and then we'll both welcome in all the guests. I think that's a better way to do it than me reading all the names and leaving Al in the back room. But thank you again for tuning in tonight. And I want you to give Al Diaz of Above It All Aerial Imaging. His YouTube channel is Time to Fly, but give him a warm welcome. And there he is. How you doing, Al?
Unmute myself. Hello, Captain Ray and everyone in the chat. Some kind
Welcome
words
to
out there. Thanks for having me.
welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly live. You know,
It's an honor to
and
be here.
it's good. It's good to see you. You know, a fellow New Yorker. You know, a Jets fan.
I can wear this hat now with pride. It's been 12
I
years since we
know.
started
I
off so
know.
well.
But you're out there flying in California. Well, you've been living in California quite a while now,
Yeah,
and I learned a lot about your background talking to you. A lot of which I didn't know, and we'll get into you and how you got into drones in a few minutes. But
most
I don't know if
definitely.
you've been watching the chat. We got a great crowd in the chat tonight, and it's
Some
amazing
amazing
because
people.
most of these guys are here every week. You know, you can count on them faithfully. But I just want to welcome them in. You know, it'll take a couple minutes because
Take your time. A lot of
JC
names I'm aware of.
JC flying, he was number one, and it's always good to see JC and Brand Ariels, Gary up there in Canada. Always good to see you, Bob Casey. How you doing? And Captain Joe America, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. Michael Belshi, coming to us all the way from Missouri. Good to see you, Michael. Eric Lipinski, how you doing? Mr. JRCs, how you doing tonight? Um, Paul Brown, Wedge and Big, always good to see Paul coming to us from New Bedford, Massachusetts. You know, it's amazing now. All these guys all over the country, and obviously we got Canadians in the house too. So we got an
Yeah.
international audience, and
Oh yeah.
it's great to see that. It really is. But let me say hello to the world famous Johnny Drone Flyer. He's in the house. You know, how
There
you
we
doing,
go.
Johnny? Good to see you. And Leonard JSK Enterprise, how you doing? Trini Weeks, how you doing? Good to see you. Um, and I know it takes time to read the names, but I like to do it, so I hope you don't mind, guys. Tammy Jean's in the house, and I got to fly with her on Saturday. Her and Max were at the
Yes.
New Jersey meetup, and that was nice. And she's really an incredible drone pilot. She flies that FPV drone, and I'm always amazed at that. So, but Fly Guy Merrill, how you doing? And Unlimited Vertical, John, how you doing? Steve Jones coming to us all the way from Texas. How you doing, brother? Stay safe out there, okay? Um, and Barkley 107 Drones, how you doing? And now I tell you, I can't forget this next guy that I'm going to announce because he is one of the best guys in the drone community, and that's Rob Kamada. How you doing, Rob? Good to see you. You know, but I tell you, I really appreciate it, and I'm sure you do too. But because they must have saw your name that you were going to be the special guest tonight, Al, and
No,
that's
I
why they're
don't.
all here.
I'm nervous. I told you that already.
But anyway, Al, I tell you, thank you again for being on the show. But I know everybody's probably dying to find out a little background information on you and how you became involved with drones. Maybe you could share that and anything else you want
Yeah,
to share.
sure. Yeah. Got involved in drones. I was coaching football, former football coach, head football coach, defensive coordinator, offensive line coach in high school football for 17 years. Been in education for 23 years. Recently, took the leap of faith and going full time in my small drone imaging business. I came about flying drones because we wanted a better angle when we were coaching the kids and we just wasn't satisfied with the standing in the bleachers. We couldn't afford a camera. Long story short, walking through the mall, Brookstone, seeing an AR drone V1, and picked it up. And ever since then, I was hooked.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. You know the way you got into it because we haven't heard a story like that yet.
No,
And
it was great views. And as time, and I was still coaching, and every reiteration of a platform came out, the video was longer and a lot better. So I was like the tech nerd coach. So
what was that first drone that you had?
the first drone I had was the AR drone, V1, and that drone blew away and is on top of a tree somewhere in the neighborhood. Yeah, I've never
Okay.
found it, but I have a feeling it's up there. It was made out of styrofoam, so it wasn't one of those go far drones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, but that's where I drew the love for it. Started editing and doing things of that nature and getting better. Just like I see everybody in the chat and I watch their videos and on Facebook see their images, and we all start somewhere and then we get to this area where we're good and we're all still learning, and it's a great community, Captain. Great
Oh,
community.
it is. This community is a great community, no doubt about it. When I first, got involved with the live streams, you guys welcomed me, and I was very appreciative of that. I didn't know anything about live streaming,
Well, you're
and
like the great ambassador of drone meetups now.
well, I wouldn't say that, but
It
we do
seems
have a
like that.
pretty good one. And while we're talking about it, I'm going to give you your personal invitation to
Uh-oh,
come to
put
the
me on the spot.
third
Put me.
annual South Florida Drone Meetup on April 1st, 2023.
Here's the thing, Captain. I didn't tell you this in when we first came on. I do have a fear of planes, and I don't get on them much. And when I do get on them, it's a pretty bad experience. But I'm gonna
Are
do
you
my
serious?
best. I swear to
You're
God.
afraid to fly in
I'm
airplanes?
afraid to fly in an airplane. It was never like that when I was a kid. As I've gotten older, it's gotten worse. A lot of things have gotten worse. So
Oh, that's funny.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I do accept your invitation, and I do plan on going out there. In fact, my half brother lives in Miami, Florida. We have not seen each other in since I was 5 years old, and he just bought a drone, and we've been making a connection. I joined Facebook maybe 2 years ago doing live streams. Guys was like, "Hey, you probably could find your brother through Facebook," and sure enough, I found him through that. So we're making a connection. So hopefully, I can get out to you guys, and we can both meet out there, and that'd be something awesome to
Oh,
see
that'd be
everyone.
great. That'd be great. And there's no doubt you'll have a great time, We got a bunch of great guys that come. But again, the third annual South Florida Drone Meetup is going to be on April 1st, 2023. We're having it at the same location in Jensen Beach, Florida. It's going to be at the Jensen Beach Causeway Park. It's free to attend. And we encourage, adults to bring children, get them involved with drones. And this year, just to let you know, Al, we're doing something a little different. I mean, we usually get some raffle prizes that we give out, but we're giving out a raffle prize based on your number that you get when you go on my list. I have a list right on the iPad,
Okay.
and you get a number when you say you're coming. And we're just going to pick a number at random, and somebody's going to get a nice raffle
Oh, nice.
prize. But anyway, so hopefully you can make it. And we're up to 52 names right now that say they're
That's
coming.
awesome. You had a lot of heads go out last year, didn't you? And the year
Yeah,
before
we
that.
were over 100 last year. But I'm hoping that the United States Army comes back, the drone team. They were there, and that was pretty impressive.
Nice.
So, but Al, you were showing me a drone earlier in the back room. Do you still have it handy
I
there?
still have this drone handy. This
Yeah,
is the
that
drone
maybe you
that
could
I
tell us all
flew
about it.
over Levi Stadium. And believe me, this wasn't when there was a game. This was in 2014. And I added this gimbal. This is a Blade 350 QX. Some of you guys may know the story. I spoke to it before. The stadium was just being built. The whole construction process. Uh, Flew it across the parking garage into the stadium. Buddy of mine was like, "Hey, somebody's staring at us up in the bleachers, up in the grandstand, because it's really close." And sure enough, 6 hours later, I had two Homeland Security agents knocking on my door,
Oh,
asking about that flight. So,
that's that's funny. It
oh
is.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
laughing, but I'm sure you weren't laughing at the time.
No, no. The funny thing is, the stadium was getting ready for preparations the Niners to play. We were the first game in the venue because I was coaching high school football. We happened to be playing the adjacent city high school at that stadium. So I was joking with the guys. When it all settled down and they were asking me questions, could you fly it across to the scoreboard with a Coke can? And I told them, yeah, no problem. And this is when there was no 5 mile rule around airports. They were just coming
Okay.
out with it.
Yeah.
So I just happened to be the dummy flying that day and got caught. But it was quite the experience.
Well, that's cool. I've never seen a drone like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Really, you
yeah.
know?
It's a great one. I haven't flown. I don't have any batteries for it, but I'm sure a lot of guys in the
It's
chat
an
seen it.
impressive drone, I'll tell you that. It
Uh,
really is.
there's no FPV on it. It's all line of sight, so you can't go too
Okay,
far.
line of sight
Yeah, yeah,
strictly.
yeah.
Yeah. So when did you get involved with DJI drones?
I jumped on the Phantom One, and then I kind of didn't like it very much. And then I went to the Blade QX350, and then when they actually added the FPV onto the screen, the first person view, which was the Vision 2 Plus, I jumped on big time with DJI. So it's been that way ever since. Bought one
Yeah.
Autel drone, and I ain't gonna say too much about it. I think you guys know my story, what I went through. But
No, no, I don't know the whole story, and I know some people in the
just
chat
how it's
don't
had
know it. Briefly, maybe you could
I
share it?
bought the drone from DroneWorks, great people to buy from. Started flying the drone, doing commercial work, and started noticing cracks on the airframe.
Okay.
They said it was all superficial, really didn't want to make anything, change and didn't want to help me out. So I kind of really had to push buttons and send emails. So finally I got across at the former CEO, and he was able to jump in and get him to send me another drone. But that would be my last Autel drone I ever purchased.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard
And that's
good
just my
things and I've
opinion.
heard bad
Just my
things,
opinion. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and actually at this meetup that I was at in New Jersey over the weekend, there were a lot of Autel drones there. The Autel Light, a few guys had that, and it flew good. I have to say that drone flew good, but you know what drone I had, right now? You know what drone I had?
Yeah, that's
The Mavic
that's the
3.
night. Oh yeah. That's
So
the
I was flying this, and there was another guy who had a Mavic 3 also, and
I heard the Nanos fly better and the Evo Lite flies better than the Evo 2 Pro. You can try to dial in the expo and all that stuff, but it's never gonna fly like a DJI drone. We're just all too spoiled when it comes to
yeah,
that.
DJI is the best. I was hoping Max would be in the chat because he loves hearing me say that. So, but
Not
Tammy
sure
Jean will
about that.
relay the message to him. So, but anyway, and what is your favorite drone right now? Which one do you consider your
If I had to
favorite?
say my most favorite drone I've ever flown was a client's M600 with a gas analyzer on it. That
Oh,
was awesome, and I flew it out by Travis Air Force Base. I had to apply for a COA. That was
oh,
great. Flying someone else's drone. If I crash it, they were okay with it because it was on their insurance. So it was quite the experience. But flying a
okay.
hexacopter that size was awesome.
Oh
My
yeah, that's
preference of drone right now flying uh, has for work. It's been the Mavic 3, and I do plan on getting the Enterprise. In fact, this week at the end of the week, I was going to make the plunge.
oh
Um,
cool.
but I
Now,
would
which
say
one are
the
you going to get with the when you say the Mavic Enterprise? Which one and
I'm
what price
taking
range?
I'm
You don't mind
going
me asking?
no, there's a plus package and a base package, and the plus package comes with the RTK unit. Uh, I don't need that right now, so I'm gonna get just the base package because I have batteries from my Mavic 3. I have four
Hmm.
batteries over here. It'll come with one. That's good enough. They can always recharge out. I got a power inverter. If I needed to get more, I'd buy more. Um, but I would say my preference of drone right now to fly has been the Avata. I love that little bastard.
You like the Avata, huh?
Oh, it's a blast to fly. And
Okay,
the
now
damn
do you
thing
fly
flies
it with a
down.
regular controller or you use that motion controller?
The motion controller's still in the box. I ain't gonna open that. If anybody wants a
Okay,
motion controller, let me know, and I'll be happy to send it to you. No
that's
problem at all.
good. That's
No,
good.
but it's been
I,
a blast to fly. Love flying that thing.
I've seen Rob Kamada use the motion controller, and he was pretty good with it on his maiden flights. And I
Well,
saw Tom Dowling fly with it with the
I've been
motion
flying
controller.
FPV for about 3 years. I'm not a diehard. I don't fly packs every day. I do now with the Avata, but because it was always cumbersome. You got to bring this, you got to bring this, you got to make the connection. You had to do the whole beta flight thing, and it's fun, but it's a pain in the ass. So the ones I have up there are probably the only ones I'll keep. The ones over here on this side are these right here are not working. This one on
Oh,
top is
okay.
analog, and I'm all digital now. So
It's a nice
it's
background that you
Rust.
have. Yeah, I know.
Thanks,
I like
thanks.
that.
That's the man cave. I love video
Yeah,
games. Ever since I was a kid in New York in the Bronx, putting the quarters up on the machines.
yeah. So you're from the Bronx, huh?
From the
Yeah.
Bronx. Oh yeah.
I was from Manhattan. I was on the other side of the bridge, you know.
Uh, grew up in right by Grand Concourse, born in Jacoby Hospital. Lived out there till I was 15, and parents separated. Dad felt it was best for me to come out here with mom, where her family migrated to, and the rest is history. And
So
the last time I've been back to East is probably 2008, so it's been some time.
do you like living out in California? It's a different world out there.
It depends. You ask the young Al, I tell you I loved it. You ask the older Al, I tell you, not really. It is different out here. Definitely different out here.
Yeah. See, Al, Tammy G knows DJI is the best. So, but yeah, my son lives out there. You know that he lives down in southern
SoCal.
LA. And I'm hoping to get out to visit him. Dre and Steve and I and my son and his wife and my wife, we all got together for a meetup. That was a fun day flying with those guys out there.
Yeah, I seen the video of you guys flying out there. You're about 8 hours from me. And I think Chris Wedgeworth is probably 6, 7 hours from he's up in
Oh,
Redding in NorCal. So
okay.
we're kind of spread all over the state.
Yeah, yeah. One of the videos that sticks out in my mind that you had posted was you flew by the Apple complex, right? Didn't
I,
you?
I was doing that when it first started out, and then
Yeah.
had that incident with my other YouTube channel and the guys from Office Homeland Security telling me not to post a video. So I actually got so scared I took down that channel long ago. But I would
Oh,
have had vintage footage of Apple when it first was being built, not from
yeah.
above, but from below, because it goes way down, further down than it does further up.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know that.
really,
Okay,
oh yeah,
yeah.
it's real. That's where you have the tunnels going in it. But yeah, always getting length. Well, length back then there was no length,
Yeah.
no authorization you needed to go through. But when I want to fly there, I have to do that
Well,
just
I'm
to
an
get
Apple
on.
guy. I'm on a MacBook Air. I got my iPad. I got my iPhone. I got another iPad Pro. So I'm an Apple guy all the way. So, but if anybody has any questions, Val, put them in the chat or any questions, and we'll try to answer them. And I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Um,
Did I lose you, Captain?
what's that, Al?
Did I? I thought I lost you because everything looked like it froze.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Um, I'm watching us on the MacBook Air, and I also got it on the iPad
Yeah,
as a backup.
I'm a big Mac. I'm a big Apple guy. I like getting
Yeah,
ripped off.
I know, I know.
It's just easy. It's easy for me. I was on a PC when I first started out. It was a nightmare.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not. I was starting when I first went to college. I was majoring in computers, and
Oh,
we did
gee.
not get along, and I flunked out. I hate to admit it, but I flunked out. I had I had to drop out, switch to night college, and go into police science.
Nothing wrong with that. You're living
So,
the dream for most, Captain. Thanks for the kind
so
words, John. I appreciate it.
yeah, I tell you, look at our garage show, Evil Apple.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Apple.
And Bob, you're right. There you
Uh,
go. You
right on,
got it,
Bob.
Bob. And
Right
Bob's,
on,
I
right
got to
there.
say, Bob's one of the best guys in the drone community. He really is.
Uh,
And
good person.
um, hey, Chris, New Bedford Drones, good to see you. So I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat and say hello to some people. I don't mean to interrupt our conversation.
No, no problem. No, no, no,
And if you
no son
see
of a.
people, say hello to them.
Oh
You
yeah, I know
know,
Johnny,
yeah,
MB Drones, Akirisho. How you say it?
yeah,
Akirisho? I see him a
Warren,
lot.
Warren. Very few people know his
Warren,
first name. He likes to
Warren,
keep that secret.
Wedge and Big, Paul, the
Yeah,
Patriots
Paul.
fan. Every time I see his name, I think the Patriots.
Yeah, with the hat, right? He wears that hat all the time. Yep, I know. And
I can
I'm a
brag.
Patriots fan.
Well, how did that happen?
Well, I lived in Massachusetts for a while.
Oh, okay.
I
That
got
makes sense.
in the army, and then I went on the police department up there, small police department for a few years. And believe it or not, Al, you're gonna laugh at this, but there were 6 cops on the police department. I was the
Wow.
sergeant.
Wow.
Next step was chief, and it was one of those things where it
Small
was
town
time to
feel.
go back to New York, get on the Suffolk County Police. It all worked out. So, but
All
Al,
right.
what kind of you're a Part 107 pilot,
Yes, I am.
and are you busy doing it? Are you busy?
I have some down days, and those days, and I'm just adjusting to because when you're on your small business, you have to pitch your sale, you have to contact people, and I told you earlier, making cold calls and walk-ins are not my greatest thing to do. I don't like people knocking on my door, so it's something that I've got to adjust to. But I've accumulated enough clients since I was part of that first wave that got the license, and I unfortunately was doing work before that. But
Yep.
anyway, I built up some clientele, and in construction, it's reoccurring. And I guess I found my niche and being a football coach and being a head football coach and having parents show me things. I've learned how to design web pages. So I've designed my own web pages. So I design
Oh, okay.
web pages, a web page for my clients with all their assets on it. So it's kind of scalable, one place to go to. They can show it, on their computers and send a mass email out to stakeholders or, team members and things of that. So I think that's the I hate to say niche because I want to do everything. I think everybody should try everything. And if they find something that works that fits them, fine. I
Yeah.
know there's a lot
Yeah.
of negativity and people saying the market's saturated, but if you find a way to do something you love to do and you do it the best you can do to make it work, you're going to do it. And I've fallen flat on my face many times before. And like all things, like all New Yorkers, right? We get back up. Been a
Well,
Jets fan.
I
Been a
think it's
Jets
very,
fan for so
very
long.
interesting. No, I think it's very interesting
Hey,
that you do that. And I like that idea of, creating web pages and websites. No, I used to know how to do code, but, I forgot it, you know.
it started off
Um,
as coding, and then obviously as time progressed, it's plug and play now.
yeah. I think we got a question. I think I missed it. Let me see if I can get it back. No, I don't think I can.
Oh, I think John had it
There
up,
it
so
is.
I'm just there.
Question for Al. Dre was asked if it's still fun. He said no. It was a job. How does Al feel when flying?
You know what? I sometimes you don't want to fly because if you're blessed with work and you're busy, then that's a great thing. But there's times where I don't want to fly, and it's okay. I jump on my motorcycle, I go for a ride. Uh, you know what I mean? I go for a walk. I do other things. I think when you're out here in California, that there is no winter, so you're constantly on the go, and you're constantly doing things and finding things to do. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You
kind
got
of
a
what I
nice bike, by the way, Al. Very
thank
nice
you, sir.
bike.
Thank you.
Let me say
I
hello
love
to Maddie. Maddie's in the house, and Joe
Maddie.
Fortaleo. How you
Joe
doing?
Portalio. How you doing, guys?
Yeah. But yeah, now your bike is a Harley, right?
I have a 2019 Road King Special.
Right, right.
It's a
If I was
beautiful.
good at showing pictures and all of that, I could do it,
Don't
but
ask
I'm
me because
not.
I'll mess that. I'll
I'm
mess it
not.
up.
But I would like to show one of your videos though. So
Sure, no
um,
problem. Please do.
I know, I have it up here somewhere. Yep, there it is. So I'm going to share that now, and they changed it on here now where you got to hit the present button. Um, but it's really not that much different.
John, it is still fun, and I find it flying the Avata even more fun.
But
And the great thing for
oh,
me, Captain, I know you're going to show my stuff. I
yep.
can just drive 45 minutes and I'm on the coast, and I can go fly it on the coast. The only thing that
Well, that's what
stops
we're going to
me,
show. We're going to
yeah,
show
yeah,
this
yeah,
video,
is when it's cloudy and
and maybe
overcast.
you can narrate. Tell us about it.
This is the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar. That is the boardwalk there, the pier. The boardwalks where it's actually you have rides and things of that nature, kind of like a little carnival. There it is in the background.
And you're using the Mini 3 Pro here,
I'm
right?
using a Mini 3 Pro, launched from about 4 locations. One of them you'll see up in the Cliff House. And Cap, can we do a little thing before we? I'll let you play it. Go ahead. I was gonna say something.
Okay. Well, we'll just play few minutes of this
Okay.
and let everybody see some of your work, even though this was for fun, right? So,
This was for fun. Actually, I had a friend with me and my friend were out up on the cliff. He's sitting there drinking his beverages, and I'm flying my drone.
yeah.
That's the
I tell you,
Chardonnay. That you can
nice.
actually do charter boats where you can go ride a sailboat and drink wine. They serve you on the boat.
Right, I know. Yeah. Yeah, they have catamarans like that down in Florida. Yeah.
And there's a beach boardwalk to the right
Very
along.
nice area. I've never been to
Uh,
Santa Cruz.
it's a great place to go to. I mean, it gets overcast a lot, but when it's clear like that, it's great. Captain, I was going to say the first person to name what movie this bridge was on, I will send them this a mouse with time to fly on it. What
Oh, there you
movie
go.
was that bridge on? First one to put it up, if anybody knows.
That's cool.
There's quite the significance
Oh, really?
with that bridge. Oh yeah, yeah. It was in a movie
All
long
right.
ago.
I tell you, I love flying by the water. I do. And so far, I haven't lost a drone to the depths of the ocean or the water.
Yeah, you hope that would never happen. God, God forbid.
I like your transitions too, Al.
Yeah, I found that one in there. Just throwing anything in there. You got the Santa Cruz Raging Railroad coming through there. It's pretty nice. It goes through the mountains, Santa Cruz Mountains, the tall redwoods, and then you wind up in Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk.
7. Somebody, Mr. JRC's is saying
No one's
7.
gonna get it. There you go, Akarish Arasho.
He
Warren, if
got
he
it. The Lost
he
Boys.
did, if he gives me his address, I will send you a
All right.
mouse pad with time to fly on it.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Akarish. You can
Well, this
get
is a
find
great,
my send me an email. You can see it on my web my YouTube channel description.
great video, Al. Great
Hey, there we go.
video.
Up on the cliff right there, Cat. That's
All
where we're
right.
at.
Very, very good video. You know,
Uh,
really. I enjoy watching other people's videos. I do. You know, I have a lot of time on my hands, so I do watch a lot of YouTube videos. You know.
You know what the funny thing is, I watch more YouTube than I watch TV. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Only time I watch TV is when I'm watching sports, either basketball or NFL.
Yeah. Well, you know, I found it very interesting that you know you're a football coach. You know,
Oh
I
yeah.
really give you a lot of credit there, and a teacher. You know.
I got myself into some trouble as a football coach, young and living vicariously through the kids was not the way to go. Hey, but I have two players, two young men that are playing the NFL. One's a starter. Cheeto Bay Awuzie played for the Dallas Cowboys, started for 4 years, playing with the Bengals.
That's
And
cool.
last year, Jake Tonjes, excuse me, graduated from Cal, and he's playing for the Chicago Bears.
Well, that says a lot. That says a lot. You
Yeah,
know
nothing to
that.
do with me, just kids, just good, wholesome kids with good support and good head on their shoulder.
No, they're two success stories, no doubt about it. You know. Um, but I'm trying to read the comments, Al, and a lot of guys are a lot better at it than I am. And sometimes I'll miss questions,
It's hard to.
you know.
It's
So if you happen to see one, you got to say, hey, somebody's got a question. So, um, but I do have a question for you, and I ask most of the guests this: is if you had a dream location anywhere in the world that you could fly, what would you choose?
I would probably choose Hawaii.
Okay,
I've never been there. I've never been to Hawaii. I like the lush green I see on channels, and it
I've
looks
been
pretty.
there.
Yeah,
Hawaii.
okay, so. Were you able
I
to fly your drone there, or was this a
No,
while
no,
ago?
it was before my drone
Okay,
days. It
okay.
was when I had my TV fishing show. We filmed
Oh,
an
okay.
episode of it
Oh,
and
nice.
on the Big Island, out of the Big Island, and I liked it. I liked it. That's for sure. Hawaii's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
every island's different.
and I've said it. My dream location is Ireland. I want to go back there and fly my drone there, and maybe visit England.
You're
My
gonna have
wife,
to get
my
a. Do
wife
you have
has
a mini?
family there.
Do you have a Mini 3, Captain, or you just have the Mavic
I
3
have
and
the
a
mini. I have
4?
the original mini.
Oh, okay, okay. You can
Yeah.
always take that there. I think it's easier
Yep.
for you to fly that there than anything else.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But um, hopefully it's on my list. Hopefully I'll get there and maybe fly with um, Tomas. Tomas.
Tomas, okay, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Tomas and Alan from Joan Reviews Media.
Okay. You know who's
Yeah.
going up there that just recently called me was Chuck
Chuck's
Kovacs.
going to Ireland.
I think he's going to Europe. I spoke to him the other day. He called me
Oh,
asking me a question,
yeah.
and
He
he was
does a
telling
lot
me
of traveling. Him
he
and
does.
Lori.
He's a traveling man.
Yeah, I know. That's good.
Hey, Ron
It
Brown,
is.
how you doing?
But I did just take a cruise to the Bahamas, and I flew there. I got my letter of authorization to fly my drone. You
Nice.
have to get that, and I
How
did
how
fly
hard was
there.
that? Was that
Yeah,
pretty
it's
hard to
just an
get?
online form that you fill out, and
Oh, sweet.
then they tell you got to put your serial number down, what drone, I mean your registration number too, and how long you're going to be there. You know, so it was pretty easy. I had an answer in a day, and I had the letter email back.
Nice.
It comes by email. So, but hey, Tony, Quadcopters and Tech is in the chat. How you
Yeah, I
doing,
got a few
Tony? And I
guys.
got to say thank
Well,
you again for the invite to the meetup. I had a great time. So, now do you have a lot of meetups in California, Al, or no?
I'm the guy trying to reach guys to see if they want to fly. So there's a guy, there's a few people out here. I don't know them all, but Mike Kirk, I've flown a few times with out in on the coast in San Francisco, and then Ethan is another one, Ethan Mitchell, that I've been
Yep.
reaching out to and trying to see if he's interested in flying. But he's busy working, and some days he can, and some days he can't. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
haven't been able to actually do it.
Al, I'd like to acknowledge the celebrities when we have celebrities in the chat. And Mr.
I
Ron
see.
Brown is in the
Oh,
chat now. So I want to say hello to Ron.
hello,
Good to see
Ron.
you, Ron. And don't forget, guys, Drone Nation tonight at 9 o'clock with Ron Brown and Marcus Crawford and DeMarco Moore. So
Great show. I
it
watch a lot
is.
of you guys' show. I watch a lot of replays, or I'm lurking. I know 107 Drones is always typing out "hello lurkers." I always get a smirk off of that because I'm the one lurking.
Yeah, I know. Believe it or not, Al, I feel funny when I do that.
Do you
I
really?
I do feel I like to let people know I'm watching.
I'm kind of like don't want to make like present myself, and what I mean, I don't know. I guess that's just me. I'm not much for small talk. I don't want to seem rude or anything like that, but
And
saying hi 1,000 times is tough,
hopefully
and
I said
missing
hello to
somebody is tough.
John Olson too, fellow Long Islander. How you doing, John?
Nice.
Yeah. Um, but I have to say, Al, I do have a little format that I go by. I have it right on my cheat sheet here.
Oh, nice. I like it.
you know, and I talk about a tip of the week. Nothing sophisticated, but this week's tip of the week is going to be when you're taking off, let the drone establish its home point. Don't just take off right away. Let it establish its home point. Check the movements of your sticks. It takes about 30 seconds. So, you know, that's the tip of the week. Um, and if you have any tips, Al, feel free to share them. You know,
Here's a tip, and I learned this from someone out in the community. Always make sure you put extra micro SD cards
yep.
inside your phone, right? In your phone, and you can close it, and then you can really forget because your case is dark and black, and you won't be able to see it. No, I'm only
Okay.
joking.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah, I
sure
do.
its case is clear.
No, it's always good to have an extra SD card or two.
It's happened to me a lot, making a
I've
run to
made that
Best Buy.
mistake, and you feel like such a fool too when you're there and you don't got an SD card in your drawer.
Oh
You
yeah,
forgot to put it back in.
it's
So
happened more than once. That's for sure.
yeah, I know, I know. Um, but Tom Dowling's in the house. How you doing, Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Good to see you. And Jack, Lake Pilot, how you doing? Russell Glerum, how you doing? So we got a great crowd in the house. And thank you again, guys,
Awesome.
for watching.
Good
And
people.
I really do. I try to get interesting guests, and obviously Al is very interesting.
I
Um,
appreciate you having me, Captain. I know I've denied Gary, uh, Brent Ariels, and I
well,
apologize. I owe you one if he's out there.
no, sometimes you're busy and you just can't do it. I know I've been turned down um, a few times, for this show and the Fly for Fun show when I was scheduling the guests. And not that it hurts your feelings, but you know, no, people are busy. They have other commitments, and that's understandable. So, but I find it so interesting talking to the different guests that are on the show. Like I felt like I knew you already, but now I know you a little more, Al.
Yeah, I usually try to keep myself away from streams where it focuses on me, but I figured, hey, you know what? This is a great way to you know, make your weaknesses stronger and kind of like develop that game plan. So when I do step out and I make cold calls and walk into places, I won't be so afraid. So
It's funny
there's a reason
because
for everything.
you're mentioning that, and when I had the TV fishing show, I had to do that too. You have to. And back in the day, you had to call on the phone. A rotary dial and call and ask. And you get like 10 no's to maybe one yes. But you got to keep trying it. But then
Yeah,
emails
exactly.
started coming around and becoming popular. And I would just send out emails,
Emails.
and the same thing happens. You send them out, you don't get a response, or you get no, 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 and then you get one. You
Yeah,
know,
the easy part is the flying part. The hard part is all the other things involved in it.
right, right. Now, I noticed, I think on your videos. Now, when you fly commercially, do you set out cones as a safety zone type of
I
thing?
do. I have sets of cones and I have a takeoff pad. And usually, if I'm flying the Phantom 4, which I was flying earlier today for a progress shoot, and I do that every week on Mondays, I usually have to take off from the box because I'm always getting a compass error on it. Even though I calibrate the compass and did cold compass calibration, it still has issues. And probably gonna have to send it back to DJI. I don't want to, but I might have to.
Yeah, right, right. Yep. I know about that compass error. When I had my Phantom 4, I ran into some issues with it.
Uh,
And, I was new and I really didn't know how to
well, it's
clear
not
it,
like it's not like the Mavic threes, right? You fire that thing up, it locks
Right.
in nowadays.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. But, I sold my Phantom 4 and not a week later I regretted it.
oh,
I
you
should have
did?
never sold it.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
I thought you still had it.
Yeah.
I've
But
done
it
that.
was I wasn't flying it, you
Uh,
know.
I had bought the Inspire one, Inspire V2, and had the X5 camera on it. And for doing
Okay.
what I'm doing, I really didn't need it, and it was hard for me to sell because I was just like, I kind of, oh, this is awesome! It's such a big drone. You draw that attachment to it, and it was probably the best thing I did was to get rid of them.
Yeah. Now here's USA drone flyer, Captain Joe. I keep Joe next to the computer and put the cord right back in after the files are transferred. Yep. And he's a professional photographer. I don't know if you know that, Al.
Okay, he flies with Johnny Drone Flyer, right?
Yes, he
They're yeah,
does.
I've
Yeah.
seen that. Yep, yep, yep.
And you know what he does? He photographs the football teams for high school and JV.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. I
So
know out here you can't be around.
he's one of those guys that turned me down because he's too busy.
Well, hopefully he'll come in and join you one
Just
day.
kidding, Joe. Just kidding. Yeah. But we'll get him on. We'll get him on. And I like the way Johnny and him are having these little bitty meetups down there in Louisiana.
When I first started, it was always hard for me to fly with somebody. I never, I tell my wife, no, I don't need to fly with it. And then as the years gone by, you're like, man, I wish I had someone to fly with. You know what I mean? It's just the camaraderie, the talking, and not so much the flying, the breaking of bread. Whether you're going out to lunch or breakfast. So it's always a good thing. I had the pleasure a couple of times with Mike Kirk up in South San Francisco. He lives up there. So
Yeah, I know. It's fun flying with other drone pilots. Don, the reason I sold it was I wasn't flying it, but I do regret it because it was my first real drone. I considered that a real drone. The other one was a toy drone, and I should have kept it. I really should have. But um, okay, somebody, let's see. Bob, wind's laid down. You going to fly? All right,
all
fly,
right, take
fly
care.
safe, Al. Have a good flight. I
Enjoy.
mean, Bob, have a great flight. Thank you
Enjoy
for
the flight.
stopping in. Yeah, and TJ Grady's in the house. How you doing, TJ? Another
TJ.
professional photographer. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Um, but anyway, I do show some viewer videos too, Al.
Nice.
So let me see if I can find one, and I'm just going to play a couple of minutes of that. And did I say hello to Maddie? Maddie's Drone World. How you doing, Maddie?
Maddie, we said it earlier, so we said
Yeah.
hello.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Michael Blade, FPV's in the house too. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Michael Blade.
Yeah. Um, but let me see. I was going to show. All right. Let me see if I can load it up first. Like I say, I couldn't do this for over a year. Um,
You do a great job.
I'm going to show JC's first, and then I have another one. Um, and JC he's a great guy. He's a great pilot, and I enjoy his videos. JC flying, everybody.
North Carolina, is this out in
Yeah, yeah, he's in
he's got
North
the Rib
Carolina.
Rider.
Yep, he's got a new little intro on his videos. So
Nice.
yeah, but
That's what I'm so jealous, you guys in the East Coast with these fall colors. We don't get them quite. Out here is all golden because it's dry and
right,
desert.
yeah. Well, they haven't changed out in North Carolina yet, neither. So I guess they don't change there until November.
Oh,
But
beautiful.
I know JC's becoming an FPV guy. He's got that Avata, but I still like watching his GPS videos, drone videos.
You think you ever take the dive into FPV, Captain Ray?
I already have, Al. I already
Okay.
have. I got this little one right here.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I started off
and,
with those
and
little
it
ones.
took off and hit the ceiling, and I haven't flown it since.
Hey, those things are harder to fly than the actual bigger drones, believe it or not.
JC, this is a great video. It really is.
Love the colors.
Yeah. And JC comes to the South Florida drone meetup, Al. He was at the first one and the second one.
Nice.
Yep. He books his hotel room early, and he already booked his hotel room for the third
Oh,
annual
wow.
South Florida drone meetup. He gets the penthouse suite. But anyway, this is a great video, JC.
Great
Really,
job.
really nice. And Al, that's a senior center, just to let you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's got the lake and behind it. Really, really cool.
Beautiful location.
Very nice. So we'll probably all start going to senior centers eventually. So, but I actually offered my services to a senior. Uh, I guess you could say assisted living and senior adult community. I says, if you want somebody to teach the old people how to fly,
Oh, that'd be
give me a
awesome.
call.
Did they take you up on the offer?
No, I haven't received a call yet, but
Oh, wow.
we'll see.
Interesting. Oh, hopefully one day they would. You would think they'd be all over that.
Yeah, I know. Um,
Looks
but
like
I
on
don't
your
know if
other
you.
video, Captain
You're
down there.
welcome, JC. You're
Steven
welcome.
Drones posted a video link for you.
Okay, I don't know how to share them from here, so I'm sorry, Steven, but I'll mark it down and I'll
Next
show
time.
that one next week. I will definitely. Hey, John, how you doing? Good to see you, John. How's everything in Connecticut? It's funny how you meet people, right, Al? So I was going to film a little uh, memorial park. It's called the Grumman Memorial Park. So I was going to do a pre-flight survey. So I go down there to check it out, and this guy John, he was flying there already, and he was flying
Oh,
a Mini 3 Pro. So I got to know him and introduced myself and told him about the channel, and he's been coming in. And thanks for
nice.
coming in. Appreciate it. So everybody say hello to John, coming to us all the way from Connecticut.
It looks like you got
So
Lone Star UAV in here too.
yeah, Kai, how you doing, Kai?
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, good to see you. Um, so, um, so do you
Okay.
have a busy schedule this week, or not really?
Tomorrow I got roof inspection. Wednesday's a roof inspection. Thursday, Friday are freed up days, and that's when I'll get up early, have my coffee, emails, make some calls, and if I build up enough mustard and courage, step out the door and walk in a couple of places.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's the
Yeah.
tough part right there. It's just
Right.
selling yourself in the sales part. But having a blast. Definitely definitely different, that's for sure. From all these years
Do you
actually.
like doing roof inspections? Are they hard to do?
Uh they have a format and how to do it. I wish I could just, pull out a mapping program and actually, use the mapping program, but they want it all flown manually. When I first started off, it was hard to do, but after doing them so many times, you just get accustomed to doing it. I usually fly the Evo 2 Pro.
Hmm.
Um, when I'm doing roof inspections. That's the only drone I use. But since I'm making that transition to the enterprise platform, I'm going to take out and use the Mavic 3, and I'm going to sell my Evo 2 Pro V1.
Oh,
Think it's
okay.
time to move on from it. Actually posted on the forum. So if not, no takers, I'll just keep it. Just,
Yeah.
when you have something sitting for so long, it kind of eats you up.
Right. I know.
So
That's how I felt too.
uh,
And don't forget the drone swap shop, Johnny's Drone Swap Shop.
that's right on the Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah. He sold
Have
quite a
to look
few
that up.
items for different people. Not that he sells them, he just
Okay.
makes the connection between the buyer and the seller,
Okay. Nice.
So, but David Lorenzo's in the house. How you doing,
David
David? Good to see
Lorenzo
you.
makes great videos too, along the coast of
Yeah,
Miami. Beautiful.
definitely. Yeah. Um, and yeah, Tony, he's an hotel guy, so yeah, I
How
was
funny are
impressed
you,
with that
man?
hotel Evo Light, Tony. I really was, especially with that hand catch that you did.
The camera is incredible. Even on the Autel, V1, the Pro, I think the camera is incredible, but it's just the flight characteristic I can't just get over. And I heard the light it flies much better. But
Ron Brown, he doesn't have allegiance to DJI. He likes hotel too.
well, yeah. Ron has. I know he
He
has an
likes them
Evo
both,
Pro
though. He does.
and a Nano.
I know. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, Al, I have one more video to show.
Sure.
So let me see if I can find that one. And it's going to be. I'm not going to forewarn people who it is. Not warn them, but tell them who it is. And it has to do with some boat chasing. So let me see if I can share it.
Oh, nice.
Riverfront again, and
There we
we
go.
had a great time. We both flew the Mini 3. I brought the
Johnny.
V-copter, and Joe got to fly it a little bit, and yeah, it was fun. Got to chase a few boats. The bridge opened again, and yeah, it was fun, and it was a great time. And thank you for watching. And hey, get out there and fly what you have. Fall is about to hit. It's gonna be cooling off. Get out there and have fun with those drones. Thanks for watching, everyone.
I like chasing boats or following boats. You know.
Yeah, we get them out here in the bay, but it's a little bit closer to Frisco. You'd have to go fly off of and actually chase them, or over Santa Cruz, and it's usually overcast.
Yeah,
With
and that
great
bridge
shots.
there, that's a cool bridge. That's it, one of those swing bridges. Just to let you know.
Okay. Oh, is it the one you mean to open up when the boat's coming through?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Rather than raises, it just swings around. But
Nice
Johnny,
going,
this is a
John.
great video. Very nice.
Who's tracking on the boat?
A lot of times when I'm flying, I use the zoom when I'm flying by boats, and I'll zoom in on it.
Zoom on
Rather
the
than
Mavic 3 is awesome.
fly close to it.
No.
And this is a great location to fly from right here that
Oh yeah.
Johnny and Joe have to fly from. And that's another place on my drone bucket list. I want to get down there and fly with those guys. Hey, Bill, Uncle Bill's Toys is in the house. How you doing?
Uncle Bill.
But
Great
this is a great video, Johnny.
Look at that.
Yeah. So anyway, Al, I do also do a little contest, and you're eligible too.
Oh, okay.
But this month's giveaway is going to be an Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly hat. You know,
Nice.
and it has something to do with the Facebook post, the location of the Facebook post that I put up. But it's one of my last videos, and it has to do with a memorial. So if anybody can name what type of memorial it is, their name's going to go in the hat. So that means you really got to watch some of my old videos.
Everybody's throwing up all these random.
Well, they're going to go there now and see if they can figure it out. But yeah, Maddie's got it. So I won't waste any more time. Congratulations,
Nice.
Maddie. You got it.
Maddie's
Yep.
always winning.
He beat out John Olson. John Olson had it next. So, yes. The Vietnam Memorial. It's a cool little tower. It really is. Right in Farmingville. Do you know where Farmingville is on Long Island?
No, I'm not too familiar with all of Long Island. Remember, the only John F. K. The airport, and a little bit closer was Belmont. That my dad used to take me to the horse races.
Okay, the horse races.
Oh, and Jones Beach. How could I forget Jones Beach?
Oh yeah,
We were
Jones
over there.
Beach.
It was on the weekend when they had the pools open. I don't know if you
Right.
probably remember that.
Yeah, I've been to that
pools were
pool
open.
many times. I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
going to the pool, the diving
Yeah,
board.
oh,
It was
yeah.
like a high dive. Remember
Yep,
that high
yep,
dive
yep.
board there?
I was a kid, man. I loved that place. My dad used to take us every weekend there. It was awesome.
Yeah, and that's a big beach, Jones Beach.
Oh yeah, it's
You know?
huge.
But every Memorial Day, you know, that was it. Everybody would get to Jones Beach somehow for that weekend.
Hours of traffic.
Yeah, and we'd take buses too. A lot of we knew how to get there by bus. So my aunt and uncle couldn't take me. Well, my best friend's parents couldn't take us. We'd jump on the bus. Hey, we got another celebrity in the house. Eddie Nunez is in the house. How you
what's
doing,
up,
Eddie? But anyway, we had a great show out tonight. Really,
Thank you for
can't
having
say
me, Captain.
thank you again. And we had a great crowd watching the show. Thank you to all you guys and gals. I appreciate it. Or gal. I think I only saw one female. But Tammy, thank you. Appreciate it. And Al, as much as I hate to say it, it's time for closing thoughts and anything you would like to promote. But now it's time for you to say.
I just want to thank you for having me. Thank everybody out in the chat for being here. Warren, please email me and I'll send you out that mouse pad. And I'm not going to promote my channel because I don't post as much as I probably should. But I'll promote everybody else's channel.
Time to fly, right? The name of it is Time to Fly.
Time to fly. Time to fly.
All one word, right? All one word?
All one word.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. And I hope you get a lot of business and you keep working, because I know it is tough.
Oh yeah, there'll be some downtime, and I know that, but I'm ready to take that thermal class, the level one certification. As soon as I see that level of that amount of downtime coming, I'm
The
going to
ther
apply to that
the
class.
thermal, I,
Yeah,
I mean, that would be interesting to take the class. I mean, Rob
yeah,
Kamada told me a little bit about how it works and all of that. And, I find the thermal camera so interesting. I
yeah.
really do. And I
So that'll
had,
be the next thing I dive into.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Flair, right? Flair was another company that made them, if I remember right.
Teledyne FLIR, that's what they're
Yeah,
called
yeah.
now.
But anyway, tonight's a busy night, everybody. Just to let you know. Um, got the Grumpy Vlogger at 8 o'clock with Lloyd Mendenhall. Robbie from the World Drone Community is not doing a show. He had a recent death in his family, so he's taking a little while off. But then we got Drone Nation at 9 o'clock tonight, with Ron and Marcus and DeMarco. I don't know who their special guest is. I haven't seen the post on Facebook, so I can't tell you who it is. But 9 o'clock, Drone Nation. And don't forget the Fly for Fun show on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Johnny and I try to put on a good show for you guys. So, and again, I just want to say thank you to Al. Like I say, it was a pleasure having you on the show. I've been meaning to do it a lot sooner than now, but you were a great guest. You really were.
I appreciate you, Cap. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the years of service, and Tom and everybody else in the chat that provides that for us. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you. And thank you, everybody in the chat. So I'll say good night, and we'll see you again next week, same time, same place. And just get out there, fly for fun, but most importantly, fly safely. Good night, everybody.
Take care, all.